Last time we saw that Chukbuk got inside the dungeon and met two members of the cannibal tribe. They both wanted to eat Chukbuk, but she manages to escape from them. But it wasn't long before she was discovered. Then the man got slashed by Chukbuk's abnormal fingernail and experiences immense pain. After the man went to look for Chukbuk, the woman has no idea where she is now. She gets upset at the thought of her companion getting a taste of Chukbuk alone, because she is the one who wants to eat that soft skin of her. Just remembering her smell gives her chills. She wonders where Chukbuk is and says it out loud. Just then, a hand grabs her shoulder from behind. She looks back and finds Chukbuk's mom there, back near Chukbuk. The man is in pain from the wound he got from Chukbuk's finger. He raises his right arm, which has a blade coming out from it. Chukbuk gets scared, but to her surprise, he cuts his own arm off instead of attacking her. It seems the pain was great enough for him to resort to cutting his arm off to get rid of it. He threatens Chukbuk that he is going to eat her while she is alive, so that she feels all the pain. If he doesn't, he will definitely get a stomach ache because it will not satisfy him otherwise. He raises his arm, and the blade is now almost as big, the monster himself. Chukbuk is frozen in fear. He brings down his blade. But before it could hit Chukbuk, something hits the man's side, and he is sent flying and crashes in the wall. Chukbuk, look what it was that hit him, and finds Gomdol's bag. In the next moment, Gomdol appears. He asks Chukbuk if she is fine. Chukbuk hugs him and tells him she was scared and that mom got caught by a big hand. Gomdol hugs her to calm her down. The cannibal man is back at his feet, his left arm already starting to regenerate. He is furious because they made a fool of him and shouts that he is going to kill all of them. But to his surprise, neither of them are paying attention to him. While searching for something in his bag, Gomdol tells Chukbuk that they will go search for Mom when this is over, so just stand behind me and I'll give you candies when we get home. This enrages the man even more, looking at these people acting as if he is no threat to them. He goes forward to attack, but Gomdol throws a brick at his head and has another one ready. The man again runs towards them. Gomdol throws another brick, but this time the monster just breaks it as if it's nothing. But to his surprise, in the next moment, a bunch of bricks are thrown at him. He shields himself using his strengthened right arm. Gomdol keeps up his attack. He picks the brick from his bag, then throws it aiming for the monster's vitals. Then he repeats this again and again, until he finally runs out of bricks. The man takes this chance and grabs Gomdol. The monster tells him that he will have fun eating him. Gomdol says to go ahead. But he was not talking to him. In the next moment, Hira cuts off Monster's arm. He can't believe what just happened. Hira tells him that he is screwed. The anger is clear in her eyes. Hira attacks the cannibal man with multiple swings of her axe. He manages to avoid some of them, but some managed to land on his body. He proceeds to attack using his whips on his arm, but Hira chops them as if they were vegetables. Gomdol is amazed by her strength. He remembers she fought a lot of monsters on their way here as well, but she still has this much strength left in her. Just when Hira is about to land a fatal blow on the cannibal man, he remembers the time his father told them about the difference between humans, monsters, and the cannibal tribe. Humans are weak, but they are cunning and have the ability to adapt to their surroundings. Monsters are strong, but they are stupid. Both have their respective strengths and weaknesses. But compared to them, we the cannibal tribe are strong, unlike humans, and smart, unlike monsters. That makes us the ideal species to survive in this kind of world. We, the cannibal tribe, are the chosen ones. This is what his so-called father said. But the woman in front of him is in no way weak. Gomdol warns Hira about the threat behind her. She dodges the attack and counters with a swing of her axe at his abdomen. But because the man has healing abilities, even though he is covered in wounds, they heal in a matter of seconds. And the fight continues. Chukbuk's mom is fighting the cannibal woman because she heard Chukbuk's name from her mouth and wants to know where she is. The cannibal woman realizes that her opponent is strong, so she levels up her pincers, and now they have spikes coming out of them. In response, Chukbuk's mom also reveals her claws and easily cuts through her pincers. Then she closes the distance and uses her whip to stab her. But the cannibal woman uses her hand to shield her head. She is frustrated that nothing works on her. But the frustration turns to fear when she realized that none of the injuries in this battle are healing. Not only that, she cannot feel her right hand anymore. And it's because of her opponent's ability to use poison. After realizing this, the cannibal woman realizes that she doesn't stand a chance against her and decides to use her last resort. She cuts off the organs that were affected with poison and then runs towards her opponent. She uses her one pincer to block her sight and from her cut-off arm sprays blood on her eyes so that she cannot see anymore. Her scheme works, and she runs off to find her partner, hoping to defeat her once she regroups with him. After she gains some distance, she shouts his name, hoping to get a response. And behind her is Chukbuk's mom, chasing her and asking her about her daughter. But she has no idea that the partner she is trying to meet with has been cornered by a human. He is on his knees with his arms and legs chopped off. His arrogant attitude is now replaced with a look of fear and confusion. The fact that a normal human was able to do this to him just doesn't make sense to him. Hira noticed the confusion on his face and tells him there is no need to think so hard about it. The only reason you ended up like this is because you are simply weaker than me. She proceeds to strike him with her axe, but before it hit him, he pierced his chest himself and says, "This is more honorable death than being killed by you, and Father will never let you live." They were wondering, who is this father? The cannibal woman comes running. She saw her partner on the ground and asks them what they did to him. Before she can get an answer, she got slashed at the back by Chukbuk's mom, who finally caught up with her and is asking, where is her daughter? Chukbuk and Gomdol noticed and were about to call out to her when Hira ran towards her ready to attack. Both saw Hira and knew she was about to attack Chukbuk's mom. Hira lunged forward. Chukbuk's mom also doesn't know who this woman is. She might be with the cannibal woman, so she attacks with her whip. Hira slashes with her axe. Before their attacks can make contact with each other, Gomdol grabs Hira and tells her to stop. Hira tells him to let her go and kicks his leg. Chukbuk's mom asks him why he is here, knowing this place is dangerous. He tries to look cool and says, "When my family is in danger, I will come to save them." Hira is still kicking his leg, and so he finally lets go of her. Chukbuk's mom asks them where Chukbuk is. She starts to agonize herself. Then Chukbuk calls out to her. She comes running and they both hug each other. Gomdol gets emotional by looking at their reunion. But Hira noticed something different about Chukbuk's finger. She gets angry over the fact that, despite being her mom, she did not notice her daughter's abnormal finger. On top of that, they brought her over to such a dangerous place and then failed to protect her. How would a monster know about such things? She says. Gomdol gets angry and tells her that he is thankful for her help, but she is going too far because this was his fault. He tells her to not say a word to his wife. Chukbuk's mom comes forward and writes on Gomdol's palm, and he says it out loud. "Thank you for your help in saving. Chukbuk, what happened to her was my fault. After we get some supplies from here, we will go to Hope Village for her treatment. We don't have anything right now, but in the future, I promise to repay your kindness." She then asks Hira for her name. Hira introduces herself as Hira Lee, a friend of Chukbuk. The fact that she introduced herself as Chukbuk's friend doesn't sit right with them. After all, the age difference is too much. So Gomdol asks Chukbuk for confirmation. Chukbuk excitedly tell him yes. Gomdol gets angry and asks her why she kept it a secret from them. She tells them because Hira asked her to keep it a secret from mom and dad. And they don't need to worry, because she is not a bad person and she is very nice to me. Gomdol gets mad at her for saying this and tells her, "Is it not enough for you to go out alone?" Hira interrupts Gomdol and tells him that it's her fault, because she asked her to keep it a secret. And nothing bad happened so far because of it, so it's fine. Then she suggests to change the location and find some supplies, because there are monsters here. Chukbuk's mom notices the axe Hira is holding and remembers the time when she was about to enter the dungeon. It was Hira who helped her. She asks Hira, who is she? And Hira tells her that she is Chukbuk's friend, as she has already said before. Everyone decided to move forward for now. They all reach the storeroom where all the supplies are kept. On the way, they encountered various monsters. But with the team of these two superwomen, they were no big deal. Gomdol and Chukbuk's mouth is watering after looking at the box full of food. Gomdol is glad that now they can go to the Hope Village and find a cure for Chukbuk. And Chukbuk is happy that she got chocolate bars. Chukbuk's mom is suspicious of Hira because she did not tell them much about herself, and the only reason she said she is here because she is Chukbuk's friend, which does not make sense. With the supplies in their possession now, they are searching for the exit. While they are walking, Chukbuk's mom senses something in front of her. Then a few moments later, two giant hands come rushing towards them. Everyone runs in the opposite direction, and there are monsters in the way, but because the dungeon master is after them, the monsters also run, so the way gets clear. Ahead, there are two ways. They were thinking which way to go. Then the dungeon master blocks the right path. Now they have no choice but to take the left. They run, hoping this is the way to exit. But they end up at a dead end, which is full of monsters, and now the dungeon master is behind them. The dungeon master takes a look at everyone, one by one, then settles at Chukbuk's mom. It seems the dungeon master was looking for her. Witness the boss battle in the next episode. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you know when it comes out.